Asalaamu Alaykum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm your sister Naomi. Thank you for joining me on today's Quran Arabic reading check-in thing. So, subhanAllah, inshallah, you've had a good week. Inshallah, we've been able to practice and learn our Arabic numbers and or the letters. And once again, if we have not had a chance, that is still your homework, subhanAllah. So, subhanAllah, again, this is just my effort to keep myself on task and to remind you, my sisters, remind myself that we just keep going, even if it's slow and steady. If it takes us 6 months to learn the letters, if it takes us 3 months to learn the numbers, so be it. As long as it's our intention and we're trying every day to get closer and closer and closer to be better students of this deen. One thing I love about Islam is the only religion where you have to educate yourself. You cannot just take your shahada and not learn how to pray, and not learn what you say when you're praying, and not learn the motions. You should also learn what do each motion mean, and the benefits and the names of the sujood and each motion. Inshallah ta'ala. It's the only religion that I call Islam a university. I like to call it a university. So when you take your shahada, you are now on campus. And we all have to have our prerequisites. So we have to have our general classes. Those are the basics of Islam, the pillars of Islam, the pillars of faith. Then some of us, we might major in fiqh, we might major in women's clothing, fashion, we might major in the Arabic language, whatever it is. So Islam is just, it's a religion where, just like your secular education, if you stop going to school and if you stop investing in your education, then you start to fall behind. So inshallah, I just pray that we keep going and that we keep investing in the knowledge of our deen, because that's going to give us purpose, and there is where we're going to have confidence in why we're doing. Why am I wearing hijab? Why am I a Muslim? Why don't I drink alcohol? Why don't I eat pork? Why don't I return back to the church? Why? And if we don't have that education, and if we don't have anything firm, it's going to be why not? May Allah protect us. So subhanallah, I haven't really moved much. I'm still learning the rules of reading. And so I think our last lesson, we kind of went over ta marbuta, and how those words are feminine and they come at the end of a word. I'm still learning and practicing in how to read words like with the connection hamza, learning about tanween, and yeah, so that's where I'm at, inshallah. And next week will be our final check-in. And I pray that if you are participating in this, trying to get ourselves on point, that when we look back at this a year, 6 months, 3 years from now, that we can be a little further, at the very least, than we are now. Because, you know, as they say, whatever you feed grows and whatever you starve dies. And I just pray that Allah just keeps lit in us our appetite and our thirst and our hunger to striving to be a better Muslim, and that comes from educating ourselves. It's not enough that you listen to lectures. It's not enough that you go to Jum'ah in regards to excelling. Those are minimum. Each of us have an individual task and individual gifts that inshallah we have to contribute to our ummah. And educating ourselves in Islam sharpens our swords in that, and prepares us to then be able to give something back and to contribute to the ummah, even if it's just you being a better Muslim, you teaching your siblings, your cousins, your children. Subhanallah. So this is not going to be a long message. I just pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us to grow closer to Him, and I pray that we are just picking up our Qurans more often. Just pick up our translations, our English translations if we're not familiar with the Arabic. If we don't understand Arabic, that's fine. And another homework assignment that I want to give us is Surah Al-Fatiha, the first surah, for us to try to take maybe the first 2 ayats, or if you want to do the whole surah, that's fine, but try to focus, and for us to focus on what does each word mean. You know, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and just kind of ponder and look at the tasfir, the back stories. What is that? So that when we say that surah, which is in every salat, we are thinking about its meaning. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. You know, for us to think, what does this word mean? What is that word? What does Alhamdulillah mean? What does Malik Yawmiddin mean? You know, for just us to just take the Al-Fatiha ayat by ayat, however, whichever way is easy for us, and for us to just start to ponder upon it. And so when we stand for salat, we are actually focused and we're thinking and we know what it means, inshallah. Alright, see you next week at our final Quran Arabic reading check-in. Asalaamu Alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.